Right, go ahead and pan to the right and you'll see the Whole Foods store. And this is in Pinecrest, Florida, south of Miami. And we're about to pull into the store, and we're going to make it a pretty quick trip, just the 10 or 12 things that I'm suggesting to you for the $100 Miami Mike diet as far as your staples for breakfast and lunch. Of course, you can expand on that later as you so desire. But here we are, and I didn't think it would be very busy, 10:30 on a Wednesday morning, but it's packed. In case you don't know it, Whole Foods is doing extremely well as far as their profitability, number of stores and everything. A lot more people going organic and wholesome food. So back in a moment. And this is the produce section when you first walk in on the right-hand side. And I don't know if you can see organic salads up there. We're going to go right for the some of the dairy aisle here. The first aisle, get our eggs and some cheese, and back in a moment. Singles American cheese, okay, organic. And right near here, this is that first aisle again, organic mayonnaise. It's veganese. And I'll explain more when we're back at my house. We're going to go get the pastured eggs next. I just picked up the best pasture-raised organic eggs. These are $7.99 a dozen. You can get a half dozen to start with. So here we are in the cereal section too. All the organic is what I'm recommending. You have to be real careful here too, because these are organic. If you pan over here to the right, these are not necessarily organic. So you want to make sure non-GMO organic. Back here, I took this out of place. Instead of the sugary cereal, you may want to start with what I did, the Ezekiel. It's on the same aisle. This is like a grape nuts that's organic, but not with the sugar. Back in a moment. Okay, and the coconut oil, as long as it's the organic, Expeller pressed is what it's called. This is a good way to start. This is $5.99. This is the 365 version, so I wouldn't mind you guys getting this your first trip, and we'll show you the flaxseed and the vitamin D next. The flaxseed, this is what I started with. This is already ground, and it's the Spectrum label here. And this is the vitamin section. The bottle for the vitamin D, 5,000 IU, is in the next aisle. You can get somebody to help you, but basically this will wrap you up for the 3 supplements. Organic applesauce. Here we go. I love this, reading this label. Ingredients, organic apples. The only thing that would make this better if these were Granny Smith apples, but I'm not sure that, I'm pretty sure they're not. But hopefully one of these days I'll be able to get the source for Granny Smith apples that are organic. I want to show you this too because as far as your kids and grandkids, this along with, I'm going to show you the chicken nuggets next, although we're not buying that today. I want to show you where to get that. This is just a little aside though, but the Bell & Evans, if you can get these, Jacob, you got your nuggets, your tenders. They do go on sale occasionally, so the kids love this. Just a little aside. We'll be back. I have these for lunch just about every day. Garden of Eden, and these are organic also, multigrain. These are the tortilla chips made with the organic whole grains. I like the kind with the chia seeds. We're fortunate enough that they're on sale, so I'm going to get one for me and one for you. We're in the last aisle. This is the bakery section and the prepared foods, and I'm going to get the pickles in a minute here. But what you want to look here is the wheat. Now I'm going to get a pack of hot dog buns, the wheat, and hamburger buns. Those have the same kind of texture that we grew up with and what you're going to be making your hamburgers and hot dogs for lunch with. I'll also grab a loaf of the multi-grain bread. You'll see the real bread that I use a little later at Costco's, but my wife still likes this, so I'm going to get a loaf for her too. Back with the pickles. I'm in the lunch meat section. Basically, you've got a big choice here, but my wife loves the salami that Whole Foods carries, so I'm getting a bunch of these from me. For you, we got turkey, we got ham, we got roast beef. Look for the highest grade organic or pasture-fed, or pastured and grass-fed if you can, and more about that later when I'm eating lunch. Down here's the pickles that I like to get the whole pickles. These are the spears, and they tend to be a little soft, so I like to get the whole pickles and cut them myself. But they are in short supply right now, so I might have to do with these. Off to the meat section. This is the kind of bacon that I like. It's the 365 brand, and I can get this online also. Go over to the hot dogs here, Jacob, if you would. And I just need to explain that I'll get these a lot of times for the kids, but they're now eating the bison dogs also. The bison dogs are down here a little bit lower, but they're popular enough that they're sold out quite a bit, just like my favorite pickles over there. What you're looking for basically is 4 hot dogs in a pack that Whole Foods does right here. And I'm afraid they're out now, but we're going to go get some ground bison or grass-fed beef. If you follow me over here. And basically we're going to have our choice here. I see ground bison, so we can get a half a pound there for 2 quarter-pounders, or we can come over here and get the grass-fed lean right here, which is one of my favorites also. Basically, you want the whole milk, so we're looking right here, not the reduced. You want the whole milk right here. And of course that's vitamin D added. The reason they have to add vitamin D is because pasteurization takes out all the good stuff. So the closer you can get to non-pasteurized, non-homogenized, the better. And we'll see you back at my house or Costco's. All right, made it to Costco's. This is the only place in South Florida that I could find, and it's on the internet, that you can get Dave's Killer Bread. Dave's is certified organic, but just as importantly, it's the seeds, the nuts, the grains that are in here are so good for your health. And talk about cost effective. You want a pan over here, you get 2 loaves for $6.99. Now, if you try to buy this online, like I originally did, I was getting 2 loaves for like $25. Just as importantly too, you'll see at my house, I have thin sliced. So the thin slice is not only thin, it's smaller in its total area space. So that means a lot less carbohydrates than this. But we're getting this, we're gonna get two packages. The other disappointment here was the organic meats. There's no grass-fed. Organic means that they're going to be corn-fed, just not GMO type of corn, which is a step in the right direction, but it's nowhere near as good as pastured and/or grass-fed beef and bison. Same with the chicken, pork, etc. So we see you back at my house for lunch. And by the way, one thing I just missed a minute ago is the receipts from Whole Foods. Just about everything that we talked about to start you on the healthy breakfast and lunch came in at under $100, not counting the supplements. This is the most expensive item on there. And just what I mentioned to you as far as the health, the weight loss management, coconut oil is the miracle fat, and it's one of the healthiest things you can do, and there's a myriad of other ways to use this than future videos besides consuming it. So basically the supplements, this is $15, and you can get it cheaper elsewhere, by the way, but with the vitamin D and the flaxseed came to a little bit more than $25 just for the supplements. So again, I got a little more food for you guys, food for thought at Whole Foods, and I hope that's been helpful. Happy eating, and we'll see you again real soon.